Kyousuke's debut was as anticipated as ever. We've all heard comparisons to Donk, saw him destroying the lower tier position and getting upset that the opponent didn't put enough resistance. And joining Falcons was a big step for him, but also a chance to put his name on a tier 1 scene. Falcons were waiting for him with open arms, and the anticipation was so loud, you might have forgotten this team also has Nico and Monacy. This change alone raises questions about how the team dynamic would shift with the replacement of an anchor and a supportive element like Magisk with a hungry, space-taking rifler who throws himself into fights and wants to be in front. Nico's season as a map control player was hit and miss, so Kyousuke gets most of his aggressive spots except for the ramp on city side on Nuke, where his debut actually happened. But the thing is, Kyousuke's aggressive nature already reshaped the team drastically, and their dynamic now looks quite different compared to earlier days with Magisk. Here, you are watching how Falcons' team dynamic has changed with Kyousuke's arrival. First of all, most people were worried about Kyousuke, yet he was the one delivering on all fronts and was an incredibly reliable force who kept Falcons in games. And in my opinion, he is the last player this team should worry about. Despite his average T-side showing in his opening game, we saw glimpses of what an aggressive player like Kyousuke could bring to the team, and his raw firepower can swing rounds in their favor. Little did we know, this was just a preview. From time to time, his aim literally won rounds for Falcons single-handedly, and no matter the map, side or weapon, he always finds ways to make an impact. He plays so calm and smooth yet explosive at the same time, and the crazy thing is he barely needs a setup from his team. Like here, he opens up the side with literally zero support from his team. Or here, he simply shoots his team through the round. He made an impact on both sides, but I want to focus on the team's T side first. With Kyousuke's firepower, Nico got back his lurking roles, which takes the pressure off him to make key plays all the time. Now Kyousuke can find crucial frags to swing rounds, and Nico can do the rest. And what we've seen so far is Nico playing more of a mid-late round player, like in his G2 and especially phase days. Usually, this allows you to focus more on your own game, since as an extremity player, your main goal is to make the right play at the right time. On paper, Nico is a clear upgrade in these roles over Magisk, but it's not that simple. Since Nico was so involved in mid-rounds and calling before, he'll likely need time to adjust to his new old roles and some completely new spots. One of them is upper B on Dust 2, which moves Thesis, who played this role since his heroic days, to A long, and this is another reason why this change isn't an obvious upgrade for the team. Nico is a better player than Thesis obviously, but so far he looks lost in these late round roles and lacks understanding of where to expect aggression, like in this example, or where to make a play. And another new spot for Nico is the B-lurk on Train, which he took from Thesis once again, but it's really difficult to judge their T-side on this map due to the lack of sample size. And generally, it's too early to judge their chemistry in general, but their T-sides sometimes look flat when the opportunities don't come to them. Here, the timing of nades is slightly off, the call looks too straightforward, and they got destroyed here. But only time will tell how their style of calling will evolve. And here, Falcons doing an A split, but not putting any pressure towards A players, so it's easy for Mongols to fight on their terms. Despite that, the team's potential is clearly here. Monosi's recent tournaments were below average, which is not enough to be worried about. Nico's deep inner form is a pretty hot topic, but we will see how their T-sides will develop. On City side, there was a question about who would be the real anchor, but they already had one. Thesis was a hard anchor in heroic golden days and an incredibly reliable piece, so he's not shy about taking static, hard anchoring roles. The other anchor is obviously Kyousuke as an AGL who doesn't need space. But some of Falcon's decisions on certain maps really surprised me. Let's start with the less controversial, putting Thesis as an A anchor on Nuke. The thing is that hard entry type players can be used in the different positions effectively. We saw Flames play ramp while Spinks was in a team with solid consistency, yet his shift to a more dynamic, macro-oriented A rotating spot was so smooth that he was a top 2 player in this role for the first season of 2025. However, Thesis has played ramp since his heroic days, and making him an A anchor seems logical but risky, since either him or Kyousuke will face a lot of macro decisions, while ramp feels ideal for a reliable soldier like Thesis. With Kyousuke though, ramp is a limited role in terms of options, requiring fewer macro decisions, which was maybe a concern for the team at the beginning, but also in this spot you can shine with your aim, and Kyousuke definitely showed it here. He also shown that he is not shy to make a play, whether it could be an aggression by himself or team protocol. The much more controversial decision was made on Dust 2, when the traditional IGL role was given to Thesis, long anchor, which I was really surprised about. The thing is that as an A long anchor, you can be more involved in early rounds and generally has a bit more space, unlike a B player, when most of the times you have to play with almost no space and take the most out of it, which feels the exact what Thesis was capable of doing. And I'm not worried about Thesis here. René is an incredible stable player, and when he's allowed to be methodical, he will always deliver. My main concern is about Kyousuke. Yet one positive dynamic that we were able to witness on Dust 2 is their double op setup. Kyousuke, who wasn't mentioned for a while in this video, looks pretty confident and adds some flavor to their defense with an AWP. Here he rotates to the A side, and Falcons are defending it with 2 ops. Molodoi misses and forgives Kyousuke here, Falcons' new addition punishing him with a hard shot, and added one more before going down. Monosi adds one more, and it's free between 2 of them, which was however not enough here. Or in this clip versus Mongols, Kyousuke finds an entry with a smoke break play, Monosi using short boxes to add one more, and later on, Kyousuke chooses his angles wisely and expects a tease coming out to the right, and then he finishes the round with style. Overall, the Kyousuke's arrival shook the team pretty hard. Players were moved around, Their focus on the players has been changed, yet it's early days of the team, so we will see how Falcons would be evolving with the time. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and see you next time. Peace.